What's up, motherfuckers? Brother Brian. Need to talk to you guys about some things, man. Things happening in my world, man. Things that I've been dealing with just today. Just today, I've had to deal with some things. And, I'm not complaining, okay? Let's just get this up front, man. I am not complaining. I'm sharing. Okay? I'm sharing. Life isn't all peachy. You know what I'm saying? It's not all peachy. The first thing I want to share with you is I bought this thing here. This is I don't know what it is. It's like a wood. I think there's a capacitor inside of here. And it has a wire. It's a stiff wire. And then it has a little clip here. And you clip this on the back of your stereo. Okay. This is supposed to be like a ground loop, is what they call it. So if you have like grounding issues or something, supposedly you hook up this to the back of your stereo, just clip it onto your RCAs, hook it up to your ground wire, whatever, just touch it around, touch it on different things back there. And supposedly it's going to reduce your your grounding if you have a grounding issue. This was $20. I ordered it from China. Okay. And I'm just be honest with you, I'm not getting it. I don't understand it. It doesn't seem like it's really doing anything. I'm continuing to experiment with this. I've had it for I don't know a week now, and I've been hooking it up to different things and trying it out. I noticed one time out in the garage that I had a little noise issue with one of my phono preamps, and I put this on the back, and it did lower a little, but it wasn't like in my mind. I'm thinking it's magic and everything's going to become, no, it's not that. So it was $20. I knew that it was experimental. I'm not discouraged for ordering this. I ordered this that maybe you can see this and put your 2 cents into the situation or be warned or aware of, maybe some snake oil situations. This is probably going to be a little bit of a long video, if that's all right. Because it's all right with me. I went to, I got my Morets, okay, a while back. I took my Morets to Stereo Lab, okay, and they fixed it last year. Last year they did this. And I had it hooked up one day, and it just quit working again. Okay, it quit working again. And I walked over to it because it quit working, and I looked down inside of it while it was still on, and it quit working, and there was this bright blue light from the center of the amplifier shining out like a light bulb. Okay, so I turned it off, and I knew there was something wrong with the amp. Again, So I unhooked it, and I put it away for about, I don't know, a month or so. And I was like, I'm going to take it back to Stereo Lab and talk to these guys about, they've supposedly fixed this thing. So this is like in January, like at the beginning of the year, okay? December, January, okay? This is going on in December, January. Here we are. We're in April now. So I took it back then, about December, January. And I took my Fisher, I have a Fisher tube receiver as well. And I dropped that off as well. And, a couple months go by. I don't bother them. Okay, so they had it January, February, about the beginning of March. I'm thinking, well, we're dealing with about 8 or 9 weeks now on this thing. So I pick up the phone and I call them up. Hey guys, I'm not in a rush. I'm just curious, what's going on here. And he goes, well, your fisher's done. You can come get that if you want. And he goes, but we're having trouble with your barrettes, right? I said, well, I'm not coming out there to. I'm not, I live in Dayton, you're in Columbus. I'm not driving an hour for just one piece. I said, just give me a call when it's done. So that was in March. So I let a couple more weeks go by, and I called him back, and he said, yeah, he said he had to call in. He said he had to call in another repair tech to come in and look at the brands because they can't figure it out. So about another week goes by. He calls me up and he says, hey, we got it fixed. We got it fixed. He said we had to call in. Well, the guy they called in. Now check this out. This is where I'm getting a little aggravated with the situation. The guy they called to come in and fix it was the same guy that fixed my Kenwood tube receiver, right? And he's not working on this stuff. And I'm like, oh man. So they got this new guy working on the stuff now, right? So the guy that fixed my Kenwood fixed the Morants now. So I went out there today, drove from Dayton to Columbus. I said, I'm going to go get my stuff today. I'm going to go pick up my Fisher and I'm going to go pick up my Morants, right? So I go in today and the guys there, they're super nice people, okay? I'm not trashing them. It's not easy. It's not easy to fix this vintage stuff, and that's just part of owning vintage gear is it's old, okay, and it's going to need some work. You gotta spend some patience and time and money to get this stuff working sometimes because they eventually quit working, right? And I'm fine with that. I'm okay with it. I like the vintage. So I go in there today and the guy comes out and I said, yeah, I'm here to get the Fisher and the Morants. And he just starts laughing. He goes, yeah. Like he was thrilled that I was getting this stuff, right? So I was like, okay. So I picked it up and I did do a little digging today. I'll show you that. I picked up a couple records today. I'll show you that towards the end of the video. But I ended up picking them up. I got home and I hooked up the Fisher. Okay, I was like, my main concern was the Fisher because I'm kind of aggravated with this Morants right now. Me and this Morants, we're not buddies right now, So I just left the Morants at the house and I was like, I'm going to hook up the Fisher because I really want this Fisher because the Fisher works, okay? The Fisher works. It's just the phono stage and the Fisher was a little noisy, okay? And I wanted it to be normal. Okay, I wanted it to be normal. And so what he said is there were some tubes in. There was a tube in there that he needed to change and he had to calibrate some things and yada, yada, yada. Good. I told him I want the lights fixed on it. It has a tuner. I said I want the tuner cleaned and calibrated. So I hook it up. Get home, I hook it up. Everything's working fine. Okay, I hooked up an antenna to it. I'm turning the channels. It's tuning in. It's got the eye tuner, where the tuner eye and the lights are on now. It's quiet and it sounded good and everything. And I'm like, all right, man, I was excited, right? So then I hooked up a turntable to it. And the fucking left speaker, it's like it has no bass, right? The right speaker sounds fine. the left speaker, there's like no bass to it. So I'm like, oh, fuck. Right? That was kind of like my whole thing is I wanted the photo section to work right. So he said that, it was the tube thing. It was a tube. So I said, well, I've got some, it's 12AX tubes. So I was like, I've got some. Okay, I've got some 12AX tubes. I said, I'm going to go get mine and I'll pull the tubes out and we'll do some tube swapping here. We'll see. So I started doing some tube swapping but it doesn't do it on the tuner. When you turn it on the tuner, it's fine. The bass is there, everything's balanced, it sounds fine on the tuner, but on the photo, it doesn't sound fine. So I was a little upset with that. I understand though, but it's just like he should know. He should know that this ain't right. You know what I'm saying? He should know this ain't right. There's supposed to be bass on that motherfucker, right? So now I haven't hooked up the branch yet. So I'm like, well, I'm going to have to hook up the branch now. See how that thing's going. So right now the branch is hooked up out here in the garage. I don't like really hooking the old ones out here much anymore. I hooked the branch up. It sounds and works beautiful. Now, before when I picked it up for Stereolab, it was a little hot, because it has two power boards. Well, one of the power boards was running a little hotter than the other. The last time I picked it up. Right now, it's running as cool as a cucumber, man. The thing is just cool and it sounds beautiful. So far, okay, I've only been home for a few hours. Okay, it's running cool and it sounds beautiful. But here's the thing. Is supposedly they brought the guy in that fixed my Kenwood because this guy couldn't fix my Moret, so they had to bring the guy that guy back in to fix my Moret, which I'm really glad that he did that. So I'm a little aggravated, I think my Moret is going to be fine because this other guy I think really knows what he's doing. Oh, and another thing about my Moret, on the Moret, they have these plastic grounds on the back of them. Well, I had broke the ground thing on the back. He replaced it, man. That's pride. We don't see little things like that. And he put this nice brass ground with this nice screw on it. I mean, I'm really, because I never did ask for that. I'm just like, this guy took some fucking pride in his work. He put a new ground on my Morets, man. I'm just like, oh, it's just like one day I'm going to sell this stuff and I want it to be nice. I want somebody else to enjoy it like I'm enjoying it. And if I'm fixing this, I'm not just fixing it for me. I want to fix it for somebody else. You know what I mean? So some young hipster down the road, he's going to get this American-made Morets that was made in Sun Valley, California one day. And he's going to love this thing. And I want it to be nice for him, and for me. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I think. So I'm sitting there thinking about it. Now I'm just like, where do I get my stuff repaired? This guy obviously is having a tough time with these repairs. I'm going to call him back up and see maybe if we could get that guy to come in that works on the Morets, the guy that worked on the Kenwood. Maybe we could get that guy to work on my Fisher. Make it, all it is the photo section. I don't want another hobby. I don't want to learn how to do this stuff. I could probably learn how to do this stuff if I wanted to. I don't want to. I've got enough hobbies. Look at this. Look at I've got enough things going on in my life. I don't want another hobby. I'll pay somebody to fix it. I'd rather have somebody that, but he should have done better. So that was the day. So I was coming home and I stopped at an antique place and I picked up some things and I'm going to share those with you now if you're still here. So yeah, leave your comments. Let me know what you think. It's aggravating, man. I don't like going and dealing with this. It's aggravating. I'm not mad. I'm not bitching. I'm sharing. Yeah, and you've got to pay money for this stuff to get it fixed. It costs money. I understand that. That's part of voting vintage stuff, man. Is you're gonna have to spend a little money. You got to spend money on even the new stuff. I don't care. The new stuff, it breaks. It breaks too. I picked up some DVDs today. Robin Hood. This is with Russell Crowe. We've all seen this. It's fantastic. Steven Spielberg's Schindler's List. I picked that up today. I don't think I've ever seen this. If I've seen this, I don't remember. But these were at the antique. They were like $2. $2 each. This is still in the plastic. The Great Gatsby. This has got Leonardo DiCaprio, man. I really like his stuff. And Robert De Niro, Matt Damon, The Good Shepherd. I picked up some DVDs today. I'll probably watch a couple of them maybe tomorrow. I found some fabulous country music today. I didn't plan on buying this many records today, but and I've got a lot of these records that I'm about to show you. I have these records probably. A lot of them I have. But when you see a record that's in incredible condition, and I'd say I paid $5 to $10, $5 to $10 for these records each, which is a little high, but it's for the quality, the condition. It's not high. Now there's a couple in here that are more expensive. I'll tell you how much I paid for those. But the quality of these records, man. These are records that I normally wouldn't pick up. But the quality, man. I mean, the white. This is an old. Look how white. I mean, this thing is in fabulous condition. The Story of a Broken Heart by Johnny Cash. Spectrum. There's the label. It needs cleaned. It's a little dirty, but man, what an old. I was playing this a little bit ago. It sounds fabulous. Fabulous. The song list. It's got a Mean-Eyed Cat, Luther's Boogie, Get Rhythm. It's got about 10 songs on the album. Picked up 145 today. It had this sleeve. Buck Owens. It says Santa looked a lot like Daddy. We've all heard this song. This was the single. Yeah, man. It's on the Capitol Swirl. I picked that up, man. I thought that was really cool. I think it was a couple dollars. The Foggy Mountain Banjo with Flats and Scruggs. And I'm just telling you, man, these records, man, this is on the limited edition Columbia brown label, man. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful condition. Picked up a bunch of George Jones records, man. The conditions of these things are they're like beautiful, beautiful. It's a little bit newer George Jones, or later George Jones, I should say. Here's an old Mercury George Jones here. Country Church Time. I don't know if I've got this or not, but this is an old one. I'll show you here. These are dirty, but they're in good condition. It's on the old Mercury. George Jones on the old Mercury. I just pull that out because I know you guys will dig that old time label. Now this record, man, look at the condition of this thing, man. From the Heart, George Jones. This is an absolutely banger. I'm pretty sure I have this. This is like brand new. I mean, this is so white. Look at that. I mean, it can't even hardly focus. It's like brand new. This is on the Mercury, the old Mercury. Look at that. The old Mercury label. It has the original inner sleeve in there still. The original inner sleeves in there. George Jones, the good old Bible. I know this ain't everybody's cup of tea, but man, yeah. This is on Gusto, the Gusto label. It needs clean, it's dirty. And then this is the Time Life George Jones. Time Life. And this has got some great songs on it. Windows Up Above, The Race Is On, Walk Through This World With Me. The Grand Tours on this. Things Have Gone to Pieces, Bartender Blues. Then here is, speaking of the Grand Tour, I found the Grand Tour album today in absolutely beautiful condition, man. Would you let that just sit there? I mean, if you're country, this is the Grand Tour album. This is it. This is on the Epic label, man. And it only gets better from here, I'm telling you, man. George Jones still in the shrink wrap with the price on there. $3. Our price, $3.50, man. This is probably back in the 60s, man. This is on Music Core Records. Still with the original inner sleeve, man. Come on, man. And I found this today. I couldn't put this down. This is Tom Petty's Greatest Hits. It's a double album. It's a gatefold. It's still sealed. Still sealed. First time on vinyl. 180 gram. 2 LP set. It's got all of his hits on there, man. All these tracks are on this one album, man. Absolutely stellar album, man. Tom Petty's killer, man. Made in Canada. It's one of those Canadian presses. I don't care, man. I paid $30 for it. It's a double album. Tom Petty was all over it. Another Flats and Scruggs in beautiful condition. Now, this record here, probably condition-wise, is probably not the best, but I've got this Kingston Trio here. This is on Capitol High Fidelity. Chet Atkins. This is on Nashville Gold. Chet Atkins here, man. Ain't that trippy how these lines, it almost looks like there's something going on, but that's how it's made. Now, watch this. Watch this stuff. Now it gets good. I was digging through there. They had these absolutely minty copies of Ricky Skaggs, man. Sweet Temptation. This album here is a banger. For country music, this is a banger, man. Ricky Skaggs, Don't Cheat in Our Hometown. I think I have this album. I really believe I got it. But I bet you the one that I have is not in this condition, man. This thing is minty. And I'm just telling you how bad it was. I see these two sitting there, and I grabbed them both. I got greedy. I said, you know what? I'm getting them both. Ricky Skaggs here, man. Country Boy by Ricky Skaggs. Ricky Skaggs, Waiting for the Sun to Shine, man. They're just beautiful condition, man. I was so glad, man. I was digging through it. I was like, I don't want to spend this much money today. But I was like, I can't put them down. I missed one of the Ricky Skaggs. There was another Ricky Skaggs there, and I was moving down the aisle, and I was digging with a friend, and my friend pulled it out, and it was another Ricky Skaggs. She's like, oh, you missed one. She goes, I'll get this one. So I missed on one of them. There was another Ricky Skaggs, and these were like $5 and $10 each, man. So, and they're minty, man. this, look at this. This is a Patsy Cline in the original shrink wrap with the price on it, $3.96 at Kmart. Yeah, MCA, man. I was listening to this earlier, man. This thing on MCA, it is absolutely beautiful sounding, man. Willie Nelson, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, still in the shrink wrap. Yeah, I love Willie, man. Willie, to me, he's almost not country. He's almost like a blues singer. You know, he's just got that soulful, bluesy voice, and he's just got that you know, we love Willie. Roddy Millsap, still with the hype sticker on it, man. It's like mint, man. I love Roddy Millsap, man. Home fires are burning. She keeps the home fires burning, man. There's a stranger in my house. We know that song, man. It's on here. Yeah. Yeah. Now wait a minute. Let me show you. Hank Williams, man, in the shrink wrap with the hype, with the fucking price under $3.99. I mean, it's like, yeah, we got that, but do you have like a very minty copy of that, man? This thing is beautiful, man. It's on the MCA, and look at this, Hank Williams. Have you guys ever seen this, Hank? It's on the MGM label, man. Hank Williams. Wait for the light to shine, man. It's like mint. It's fucking beautiful. The Beatles. The Beatles. On VJ. An old Beatles VJ in the spring with the price of it. At Hearts. They've sold this at Hearts for $2.99. Way back in the day. I don't know what it was. But, you know, it's on the VJ. Fuck out of here. You know, you're going to let that shit sit there, man. I was digging today, and I said, you know what? Yeah, the Beatles cost a little more than $10. But it's an investment as well. I love the Beatles. You know, that one's got, I saw her standing there. Please, please me. Love me do. P.S. I love you, baby. It's you. Do you want to know a secret? A taste of honey. There's a place. Twisted shout. I mean, this is like the older Beatles, man. It's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. So, yeah, this is a long video. Just wanted to kind of share some things with you guys and hang out for a minute. It's Saturday night. It's a little chilly. We've been dodging tornadoes still here in Ohio. We're getting a little bit of snow in the middle of it. Yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. Hope you guys are doing fabulous, man. Brother Brian loves you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, man. God bless y'all. I'm out of here.